Hello, I'm Zach Sternberg with the PDQu training department. There are 4 general categories into which most door hardware falls into, and these are hanging the door, securing the door, controlling the door, and protecting the door. Today we'll be focusing on hanging the door. The purpose of today's session is to gain an understanding of the various ways in which you can hang a door. A fairly common way to hang heavier doors, particularly exterior or back of house doors, is by using what's called a continuous hinge. Continuous hinge is a type of hinge that is made to run the full height of the door. They can carry heavier doors and last much longer than standard hinges because the weight of the door is distributed along the full height of the frame, which reduces stress on each hinge. There are 2 main types of continuous hinges: geared or roton hinges, and pin and barrel or piano hinges. Geared hinges employ 2 leaves that have geared teeth that mesh together as the door opens and closes for smooth operation. A cover protects the geared teeth and provides a clean, finished look. Pin and barrel hinges have 2 teeth with knuckles that align to form a barrel that runs the full length of the hinge. There is then a pin equally as long that is dropped into the barrel, which holds the hinge leaves in place. Door pivots are mounted on the top and bottom of the door instead of along the side. This creates a vertical axis that the door can pivot on, eliminating the need for a series of hinges along the side. The 2 main types of door pivot hinges are offset pivots and center hung pivots, with offset pivots being the most common. The offset pivot sets are usually L-shaped, which creates a pivot point just outside the door frame, ensuring that the door can rotate to open 180 degrees. Center hung pivots are most often used for double acting doors, and pivot at the top and bottom just like offset pivots. However, this pivot is straight, which makes the pivot point directly under the door, which allows the door to swing in either direction when used on a double acting door. However, because the axis point is directly under the door, this can reduce the width of the opening. Floor closers are a variation of the door pivot that is used to hang and also control the door. Floor closers are door closers that are concealed within the floor below the door. They are at times preferred over standard overhead closers for their complete concealment. Designers can consider this an important factor when aesthetics of the door are of utmost importance. Sometimes unique or special scenarios require specialty designed hinges. Double acting spring hinges allow a door or gate to open in either direction, both inward and outward, and then automatically return to a neutral position. These are often used in hospitality environments on doors to a commercial kitchen. Swing clear hinges are similar to standard hinges, but each leaf of the hinge is L-shaped. This design allows the door to swing completely clear of the opening where there is a need to maximize the clear opening width. Cam lift hinges are specialty designed hinges used mainly on acoustical door assemblies. They lift the door during its travel and sets the door bottom for a positive seal when in the closed position. Wide throw hinges are used on openings where the door must swing up to 180 degrees without binding on protruding trim on the face of the frame or wall. Now that we've covered several special scenarios or less used options, this brings us to what is far and away the most commonly used means to hang a door: the butt hinge. These are the hinges offered by PDQu. A butt hinge is comprised of 2 pivoting metal leaves with interlocking knuckles that butt up to one another, forming a barrel-shaped center, hence the name. The leaves are then traditionally held together with a pin running through the center barrel. These are offered in different sizes determined by the door width and door thickness. Most commercial-grade hinges use ball bearings to reduce friction within the hinges. Standard weight hinges use 2 ball bearings, while heavyweight hinges are a thicker gauge metal and use 4 ball bearings. For most residential settings, a plain bearing hinge can be used, which is lower gauge metal and does not use ball bearings at all. In scenarios where the door must be self-closing, usually fire-rated settings, spring hinges can be used instead of a closer. This could be for aesthetic reasons or for monetary reasons. Spring hinges are hinges that have an adjustable spring within the barrel that closes the door automatically once it's opened. If electrified hardware is being used on a door, most hinges can be equipped with wires to transfer power from the frame to the door. This is a good option if a clean look is needed without view of wire transfers. Once one of these methods to hang the door is used, you are ready to move on to the next step of hardware, either securing the door, controlling the door, or protecting the door. This is an outline of the various ways to hang a door, but is not at all an exhaustive list. In your time in the industry, you'll likely encounter other methods as well. But hopefully, with the info provided, this will give you a basis of knowledge on the most common ways to hang the door. Thank you.